Lend your ears, lend your hands, lend your movement, anything you can. Come to teach, come to be taught, come in the likeness and the image of God. 'Cause you can be like that, with all that humbleness and all that respect. All of the power invested in me. Beat hard to love my
All right, I want to invite a very charismatic, jovial character known as Roman Spur up. You there, Roman? You want to come up? Yep, you're getting mic'd up, are you? Come on up. You going to bring your beautiful wife and baby up? Roman came for dinner last night as well, and we had a lovely chat. So Roman's going to run through the extraordinary things that he and his family and the other people have accomplished in the block of 5 flats in New Farm. I thought it was Kangaroo Point, but it's New Farm. And afterwards, I'm going to talk about an intentional community that we're setting up near Mount Warning. So please, a warm welcome for Roman.
Hello everyone, can you hear me? Such a great pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting us. And today we would like to share with you our sustainable living story. My partner Jana, our daughter Lada, 18 months old, great fun. I can tell you that. Say hi. Hi. Okay. Can we get some lights on? So make it alive. As much light as we can. More light, more light. And even there, so I can see you all. Awesome! Hello! So today, I would like to tell you our sustainable living story. I would like to show you what's possible to achieve. I would like to share with you our ideas, experience, inventions. I would like to inspire you to live more sustainably. And I would like to empower you to make the difference. So let's smash it out. We actually established a notion called Spurtopia. Spur is my surname, and topia is like a utopia. And you will see the reason behind. Give you a bit of background about us. We both actually come from Czech Republic, so excuse my accent. Jana, she's full-time mom, and it's such a great to see how she's actually bringing up our daughter, because she actually have got the most most natural environment to grow in. Myself, I am a sustainable design engineer of buildings, so I preach what I live, and that's really important. So this is where we actually live. It's a rental property, block of 5 units in a new farm here in Brisbane. And actually, our unit is just these 2 windows. And at the back is just a small backyard. So that gives you an idea. And look, this is a layout, and you can see that there is basically really tiny backyard at the back. Oops. Most of the land is concrete and also taken by a shed and house. So there is a great deal of room. It's about 150 square meters backyard. That's it. Okay, so I would like to start with our household energy consumption. So how do we compare to average Australian household energy consumption? So in our case, we are 20% of average. And we achieve that without compromising our comfort. What it means, our energy bill is about $40 a week. To give you an idea, our electricity bill per quarter is around $100. So you can compare it with your bills. And now we work out that the biggest chunk of energy actually goes into hot water generation. And we actually make our own solar hot water system from recycled materials, homemade, for less than $50. I will show you later on. So once this is actually plugged in, 10% of energy of average Australian household. So that's how easy it is without compromising comfort. Okay, so let's set on a journey of how we started, how we arrived 6 years ago. And that was a backyard. It was just a small backyard, lawn, and actually in the middle was a pile of rubbish. One guy who was moving out of the unit, he actually pulled out all his furniture, put it on a heap, set it in fire, had a great bonfire. And then the fire brigade came, extinguished the fire, find the guy, and we were left with rubbish to deal with. So that's why we actually started right in the middle. And look, this is the first crop. And, it's incredible because here in Australia, we have, or specifically around Brisbane, we have got such a favorable climatic conditions to grow food. In Europe, we have got just 6 months to grow because then we have got frost. But here we can grow all year round. It's like a paradise on earth. And people don't appreciate it. When we arrive, we just realize how beautiful Australia is, how vast it is. And we also realize how wasteful the society is. It's unbelievable. Did you know that Australians every year waste on a food waste $5 billion? That's how much waste goes just into waste. That's more than army budget. That's more than we spend on all these iPhones and these gadgets. That's incredible. So we just started small, and it just grew in wintertime. And slowly started to expand, more garden beds. We had this nut grass we actually didn't experience before, but when I saw these nuts, I thought, that will be really tough. So what we did, we sieved the soil and picked manually all the nuts. And that was the best thing we could do because we got rid of 99.9% of nut grass. And every now and again, a bit of grass will come up, but that's it. So we resolved the problem from the very beginning. And look, that's 2 years or 3 years down the line. Look how it's changing. There is a bamboo structure, bamboo pyramid, and this pyramid has got multiple purpose. Not only it's like a climbing trellis for beans, which and they actually provide a shade for the garden bed and plants in summer, but also birds can sit on a pole and watch out for bugs. So they help us with the pest control. Yeah. The other night when we were sitting around campfire here, an owl joined us for half an hour there. It was a great experience. And also, the shape of pyramid is the same as pyramids in Egypt. And they provide this positive energy, not only for garden bed and plants, but also for human beings. So whenever I actually do weeding, I'm charging up. So that's, how everything works together. And it's really important. For us, potatoes is like a staple food. And we planted 3 kilos in, and we harvested 15 out in 2.5 months. What a great return on investment, isn't it? And watch this small tree here. That's a pawpaw tree which we planted from a seed. You will see how it actually has grown. We had a garden, but it was missing a live element. So we actually thought, chooks would be really, really good. So we actually asked a real estate agent, can we have chooks? And the answer was, no, because of rats, mice issues. So what we did, we actually wrote a letter how we are going to look after chickens, that if there is any problem that they will go. And we wrote like it would be like a welcoming addition to our small community. And everyone signed a letter, we handed it in, and we got straight away yes. So the lessons learned is don't be discouraged by first rejection. Always fight for it. It's worthwhile. Yeah? That's true. Here is a few inventions. This is a water feeder, a champagne bottle and PVC pipes. Our girls are happy girls because they drink champagne. Yeah? All recycled materials. This is a bucket as a grain feeder. Usually, chooks will mess up with grains, a lot of grains on the ground, and rats and mice will be attracted. While with this, inside the bucket is a pipe, and it actually feed the bucket with grains, and chooks actually stick a head in, and they can't scratch it, they can't peck it. So it stays within a bucket, no grain wasted around, so we don't have a problem with rats and mice. And another one, this is the high-tech, state-of-the-art technology. It's a maggot tin grower. We're growing maggots for our chickens. And why we do that? Because we want to get a nutritious eggs. There was a really very good documentary on BBC, and they compared caged hen eggs, free-range and organic. And eggs naturally are really high in omega-3. But what they found that caged hen eggs were 10 times lower omega-3 levels than organic one. And no wonder, because it all depends what they eat. They haven't seen a daylight and sunshine in their life. They haven't seen any greens. They haven't seen any grubs and caterpillars. So no wonder that there are no nutritions in these eggs. Yeah? So that's why we're actually growing maggots. We put the meat scraps in, that tin has got holes around, and flies will get in, lay eggs, maggots will grow, and as they crawl around, they actually fall through, and chooks eat them. So it's a continuous supply of protein for chooks. And even more importantly, we're doing favor to the environment because we are reducing amount of flies because they can't reproduce. Are you with me? Easy, isn't it? We actually made this chook pen from recycled materials, yeah, which we collect on a curbside. Bees. When we actually started gardening, we had a huge problem with pollination. There were no bees around, and we didn't get a crop. So we seriously considered beekeeping. We had no idea about beekeeping before. So we read a book. We actually became a member of Beekeeper Club, local Beekeeper Club, where we gained all this knowledge and asked neighbors whether they are fine with that. All good. So we just started. And guess how much honey we harvested first year from one hive, from spring till late summer? Any guesses? How many kilos would you say? 20? 50? 3? 160 kilos of honey. Would you believe that? Suburbia is the best place for bees because they've got flowers all year round. And what's even better, it's organic honey because all these backyards, people don't use sprays and chemicals on their garden produce. So it's much, much better honey than honey from the countryside, isn't it? Yeah. Because in the countryside, you will have a huge field, say canola, and it's heavily sprayed. Yeah. So this honey, the first honey was thick like melassa, it was dark like melassa, and it was bloody good. Talking about this, when I arrived to UK to learn English, it was quite hard time, but a lot of times I had to translate directly from Czech. And once I wanted to say like it's like icing on a cake. But I didn't know this expression, so I translated directly from Czech. And do you know what I said? It's like a cherry on a tart. And that was during the official meeting, and everyone burst in laugh. And I said, it has got to do some different meaning. So all these things are really exciting. But bees are just incredible creatures. Did you know that queen can lay up to 2,000 eggs a day? That's more than her body weight. Bees act as a collective consciousness. And when they decide that the old queen is not good anymore, they will make a new one. Imagine how that would work in a human society. If we say, oh, that old queen, not good anymore, let's get rid of her. No way. So I would wish that human beings would be as well organized, as hardworking as the bees. And, bees is the most efficient system you can have on your backyard. Not only pollination of your backyard, but the whole neighborhood. Not only honey for yourself, but also we sweeten our neighbors. You can harvest royal jelly. You can harvest pollen. And did you know that pollen is actually 5 times more concentrated protein than beef? And as an extra bonus, you will get all these trace elements and minerals and vitamins with that. And from one hive, you can harvest about 0.5 kilo of pollen a day. That's incredible. You can harvest wax. You can harvest propolis, which is great for disinfection. So, I would strongly encourage everyone to have bees. If not honeybees, native bees. Because we are so dependent on them. Without them, we wouldn't have half of our food. And what's currently happening with bees worldwide, like this colony collapse disorder and so on, it's actually direct reflection what's happening with a human society. Yeah? Would you agree with me? Okay, so, I'm slightly allergic to bee sting, so I wear the whole suit. But, the rule is, if you don't bother them, they wouldn't bother you. So the only time I might get stung is when I rob them for honey, obviously. Anyway, so let's move on. We could be here for a day and talk about bees, but they are incredible creatures, honestly. This is another thing. We actually produce our own fertilizer. So it's a worm farm which produces worm casting and worm juice. But also we actually came up with an invention which is a planter pot. It's a bucket where we grow greens and herbs, but it's also a worm farm. So you put the fruit and veggie scraps in and you pick green stuff out. And the beauty of it is you can hang it in front of the kitchen window, so it's convenient, but also because worms produce a juice, plants drink it. So we don't need to water it at all. So it's maintenance bucket. Yeah? Does it make sense? Okay, so this is how we actually harvest rainwater into cage tanks. And from these tanks, there is a swimming pool hose going all the way down the garden and up. And anyone can recognize this piece? It's a vacuum cleaner pipe. So, and rose from watering can. So we have got a gravity-fed irrigation system. Saves me a lot of walking with watering cans. And also, I don't need to have a pump to water the garden. Yeah? And actually, when we run out of rainwater, occasionally I use town's water. But using town's water, garden just survive. Plants really don't thrive. And that makes me wonder what it does to our human body. Yeah? We also harvesting water from washing machine. And because we actually make our own washing detergent, we are happy to use it on a garden. With a commercial detergent, we wouldn't use it. We would kill the garden. And here is another story about water savings. Actually, Lada, our daughter, is a world-class water saver and fertilizing machine. And I will explain why. We planted bananas, but they didn't really grow. And when she was born, we started to use bath water to soak nappies. And all this goodness from nappies enriched the water, and we're using this water to water bananas. And guess what? They grow berserk. And they already produce a huge bunch of bananas. And Lada loves bananas, so she eats bananas, producing more poo, and the cycle is closing. So, we're using every available resources. Okay, because we have got small backyard, we actually use even a wall for growing strawberries and herbs in a wall in the milk containers. That's how easy it is. But the issue here was that this wall gets really hot. So I had to water it every 3 days. It's not so bad, but it's still slight inconvenience. So we came up with our invention, self-watering plant box. That's a broccoli box with PVC pipes and a lid cut to fit. So it basically, when you put it down, it creates like a raised floor. Yeah? And water goes through this pipe in. It stores 10 liters of water. And then you actually fill the box with soil, and soil goes also into these pipes, and it acts as a wick. It will bring the moisture up. It's a continuous supply of moisture for plants. And again, high-tech technology, here a float, and that actually tells you the water level. Yeah? So you don't need to look after it, or you don't need to water it for a week or 2 weeks, depending on the foliage. And it has been so successful that we want to share this with you, because people, we just received an email saying, outside it was 44 degrees, the whole garden died. The only thing what survived and thrived were these things in the boxes. Because plants are no stress, yeah, with the heat. It has got plenty of advantages. It's water efficient, and it actually insulates, so you can have it on a concrete. There are a few challenges. One most important is people usually ask me, it's a styrofoam. Does it leach anything? And it's a really very valid point, because every plastic would leach something. Would you agree with me? Yeah. So we did a research, and we didn't find anything which would say don't use it. Even according to Gardening Australia, it's supposed to be safe. However, we know it's not ideal, but the point is that vegetable grown in these boxes is 1,000 times better than vegetable from shops. Would you agree? And you can actually paint it with a bee wax, which would stop any leaching. Yeah? So that's where we actually grow lettuce, greens, beans, tomatoes, capsicums, spring onion, everything, apart from root vegetable. Because we could grow maybe just a baby carrot, about 15 centimeters long. So that's why we actually came up with a version 2. So are you ready for it? So the version 2 is actually here. It's a double-decker, 2 boxes on the top of each other. So what it is, the bottom box is just a water storage. The top box is soil, the same principle, with pipes and a wicking effect. So all of a sudden you're gaining depth, and if you plant carrots straight above the pipe, you get 1/2 meter long carrots, which is pretty good, isn't it? But we actually came up also with a version 3. Are you ready? So it's a triple-decker, 3 boxes, yeah? And the top box doesn't have a floor. So you have got 2 boxes of soil, which is about 1/2 meter deep. So that is actually really good for a root vegetable and even a small tree. The beauty of these boxes is that the bottom box will store 40 liters of water. So you can go on a month's holidays and it will be still growing. And we also came up with a version 4. Are you ready for it? You have to wait, because we are trialing that at the moment, and it looks really promising. It will be self-watering and self-fertilizing plant box. So watch the space. So what we did with that, we actually created a fruit and vegetable pyramid. So can you get how it works? This is the single decker, double decker, and triple decker. Terrace thing, organize that into terrace, and there, on a couple of square meters, you can grow anything you like, anything. That's how simple it is, and it's all from recycled materials. So if we can make it for free, you can make it for free. And rather than selling you a fish, we will teach you fishing. Yeah? All right. So this is how the garden looks now. Can you see the change? It's completely transformed. Actually, this pumpkin is self-seeded, and we harvested something like 50 kilos of pumpkins. We're eating pumpkins every day. And the good point was that it's taking over the lawn, which we don't need to mow it. Even better, isn't it? Here is passion fruit growing on a back wall. Brilliant, brilliant thing. It actually hide awful block wall, and you get a use of it. And this is the pawpaw tree. Do you remember? That's 2 years old. We harvested about 30 kilos of pawpaws from that tree. Oh, thank you. So that's how simple and easy it could be. Bananas and pawpaws are quick-growing fruit trees. So I would strongly recommend them to grow them even in a rental property, because you can get fruit within a year. That's how easy it is. And look, at the background, there is the skyrise, Marian building. That's a constant reminder that the system is there. But we live like on a farm. Yeah? Okay, so here you have got some garden produce. Just a sample what you can grow. We're actually growing 50 to 75% of my family fruit and veggie needs on our small backyard. And we produce excess, which is shared with neighbors. Yeah? And look, that's another sample of our hard work. Yeah? Lada is actually eating mulberries growing from the pot. She's eating capsicum straight off the plant. You can't get fresher than that. This is a 50-kilo jackfruit. And this is a magic mushroom. All right. So look, this is her first birthday cake. Rather than buying, these cakes full of sugar, which actually are killing our kids, that's much, much better alternative. Apart from watermelon and kiwi, all the other stuff are from our garden. And all kids were happy to eat it. We also make every day a smoothie. So I go in a garden, pick greens, herbs, flowers, fruit, and just make a smoothie. What a great kickstart of the day. It's fresh, it's organic, and costs you nothing. We also grow sprouts. And I would like to touch this because sprouts are the healthiest, freshest, and the cheapest superfood we can eat. Yeah? Seeds, in general, they contain a lot of nutrition. But when they sprout, they convert these nutrients into these live enzymes. And we are what we eat. Did you know, for example, that alfalfa, lucerne seed, when it's sprouted, it contains all vitamins, minerals, and trace elements we know of. That's how healthy it is. And it's easy to grow. Just a normal jar with holes in a lid, and it grows overnight. Soak it up. Next day, drain it, rinse it twice a day. Second day, you can eat it. And you eat half of it. Next day, it's full again. Regrows. So you will have buckets and buckets of sprouts from, say, a kilo of seeds, which you might buy for, say, $8. So, no-brainer. And you don't need to have a garden bed. You can grow it on a kitchen bench. All right. So we do a lot of produce, pickles, and rosella jam. It's beautiful. And did you know that you can eat rosellas fresh? They are high in vitamin C and calcium. Also, a lot of herbs, which we actually dry and used for tea and cooking. So in general, we're actually growing on our backyard about 100 different types of veggie. We have got about 25 different types of herbs and about 25 different types of fruit trees. Yeah. And also, Jana, my partner, she is a great cook. She actually bakes bread. And it's usually multigrain, something like 14-grain bread. Yeah, most of the grains actually comes from our backyard. Plenty of cakes. This one is actually upside down mango cake. There is mozzarella cheese made in half an hour. And this one at the top, that's a raw cheesecake. It's a lemon cheesecake, raw cake. There is no cheese. It's done from cashew nuts. So it's really, really healthy, fresh, and good. We also do a lot of fermenting. This one is actually sauerkraut. It's full of vitamins and enzymes. Kefir, yogurt. We made our own homemade yogurt from organic milk. But also that one on the top is, I call it healthy home brew, kombucha. Have you heard of it? It's really good for our body. It's good for gut, and it's alkalining our body. And our bodies are over-acidic. So we need to bring it to balance. And it's basically just a sweet tea which is fermented. Yeah? So it's really good stuff. Drink it every day, and it's refreshing as well. So we also do a lot of house cleaning products. So that's how we make washing detergent, soap, washing soda, borax, or bicarb soda. And you know, you make 10 liters for less than $2. What a bargain. This one, you will love it. You will love this one. That's a citrus fabric softener. What it is, citrus peel in water for 1 day. And all these essential oils are released from the peel into water. And then you use the water for washing clothes. So not only clothes will smell like citrus, but also these essential oils will enhance the washing process. And they are well renowned for getting rid of grease. Yeah? So before you chuck it away, use it. We also make multi-purpose cleaner, white vinegar, citrus peels. But also we use aloe vera. What do you use aloe vera for? Yeah, so basically skin treatment. But we actually use it as a toothpaste. We scoop out the gel and mix it with bicarb soda. We also use it as a hair shampoo. You put it in your head and scrub it, and it really, really works. That's why I've got such a curly hair. So, but also we put it in a smoothie. We basically eat it. It has got so many medicinal properties. It's unbelievable. It's like a power-packed green germ. All right, so this is actually how we using sun. And for us from Europe, it's unbelievable. You know, here in Australia, there is so much sunshine and people don't use it. We spent 5 years in London and in England, and basically there, every house would have a solar hot water system. But here, you hardly find it on a roof. And guess what? In England, they don't have any sunshine. Yeah? So it doesn't make sense. So what we did, we actually built solar hot water system from recycled materials. So the glass is actually shower screen. Someone did a renovation of bathroom and put it on a curbside. So, you know, using all available resources. The frame is actually from steel studs, gyprock partition, the U shape. Yeah. The back wall is real estate sign, core flue, and hot water tank, rubbish bin. So it's 250 liters of water within a day. 50 degrees, 50, 60 degrees. And that cost us less than $50. Makes you wonder, how is it possible that commercial systems are so expensive? Okay, So we're also using sun for cooking. So this is our solar oven. Oh, thank you. In there is a black pot, which I found on a curbside, sprayed that black, and it's in oven bag. That traps the heat in. So in that black pot, the temperature is 180 degrees. It's like in your conventional oven. So we bake cake. Cake is done in a couple of hours. And it smells across the whole concrete yard. It's incredible. Bread, rice, beans, stew, everything, powered by sun. And imagine what impression you will make on a neighbors while you go camping, because you can actually fold it and take it with you camping. And you can say, oh, I'm going to bake a cake. Yeah? Anyway, and you can make it from all recycled materials. The board is actually a real estate sign, yeah? And what you can use for reflective foil, if you cut potato chip bags open, it's reflective inside, isn't it? So you glue it on, and you have got your solar oven. All these ideas, inventions, recipes, and how we make stuff is on our website. Also, how to make this oven with the descriptions and dimensions. If you type into Google Spurtopia, you will find it. This one is a satellite dish. And we use it as for solar cooking. So where the pot is, that's where the receiver was. And it gets really hot. If you put that hard wood, it will start to smoke within 5 seconds. That's how hot it is. So you can boil water, you can fry eggs, bacon, whatever you like. It's also called a death ray, and I will explain why. During one demonstration, wind actually blew and turned it around, and it pointed towards a car. And actually, it burned a hole like that in a bumper. And the whole bumper started to melt. Yeah? So that's how powerful that is. That at the bottom is a pizza box. That's how we make yogurt. We basically mix organic milk with a bit of yogurt from previous batch, heat it to 40 degrees, put it in a glass jar, put it in this black bag, and put it in the sun for the whole day. In the evening, yogurt is done. And the pizza box with reflective foil on the lid is for winter time when you don't have a great deal of sunshine. So it actually adds extra heat. Does it make sense? Okay. In our household, we basically we managed to reduce our waste to bare minimum. The only waste we had up until recently was soft plastic. Yeah, like cling foil and these things, which you can't put into recycled bin. But we found that you can actually recycle that through in a Coles. They've got a special bin for this soft plastic, and they actually make this children playfield, the plastic slides from it. So now we are basically waste-free household. That simple it is. Over 60% of waste is actually composted, yeah, in a chukran. And also making like a baking pot from milk container, cut it half, punch the hole in the lid, and put there a chuck cloth, and that's your baking pot where you can grow herbs or something like that. So it's fun. It's fun to use and recycle and upcycle. Yeah? And for example, curbside collection, it's like a Christmas for us. Yeah? Because it's unbelievable what people throw away. Yeah, so, there is so much what could be done. For us, it's really important to live in a community because all our relatives are in Europe, but we don't feel lonely because we actually have a sense of belonging. We live in a small but functional community of 5 units, but we also know most of the neighbors on the street, and we do things together, barbecues, pizza nights. Actually, this is our cob oven, which I built in 5 minutes. Few bricks, an old barbecue plate. And you put there a pizza, and in 10 minutes, pizza is done. The best ever tasting pizza with extra smoke flavor. So that's how we live. Community is really, really important. And you can swap and share, and it's brilliant. And if we go for a month's holidays, they will be looking after the garden and get all the goodness from it, which they get anyway. We also run a lot of open days, workshops and presentations to share all this, to inspire. Yeah. So that's how we actually run it in our concrete yard. We also do these boxes. People come, with boxes and they make their own. A lot of talks at the gardening clubs and universities, and also kids and students. 2 weeks ago, we had about 80 students from college coming and learning sustainable living and what they can do and utilize. And in these kids, they are so bright, it's unbelievable. Yeah. So we are really, really happy, and we would strongly encourage you to come and see our place in real time and see how it's done. So please check the website because there is a lot of workshops happening. Anyway, we also share this locally and nationally through TV. We have been on ABC Gardening Australia about 3 times, local TV, Bris 31, newspapers, magazine, radio interviews. We really want to get it out there because for us, sharing is caring. Yeah. And at the end of the day, what we want to show is that we achieve such a great lifestyle. We achieve great work-life balance. Because we reduce our living expense and we grow our own food, I don't need to work full-time. I work just a couple of days a week or, casual, and have got plenty of time to spend with family. I've got plenty of time to grow more organic food. Do a lot of work for community, do a lot of presentations and talks. So, we want to show, look, people, there is an alternative to conventional lifestyle, which is served to us by the system. And this alternative is actually simple, healthy, and happy. Are you with me? So that's this. But also, we do that for our daughter and for all kids. Because basically we are leaving them with a lot of garbage to deal with. And when they will grow up, they will ask us a question, Mommy, Daddy, when you knew what was going on, what did you do about it? So what our answer will be. Yeah. Oops. Oh. It was also interesting to see Lada foraging on a garden, picking strawberries, tomatoes, spinach, even chilies. And now she knows that chilies are not really good to eat. But it was also interesting to see when we went to one birthday party, she had a couple of strawberries from a shop. And she immediately got a rash, skin rash. So actually, strawberries are like chemical bombs. So no wonder, they are so allergenic. The amount of spray they get, it's incredible. And if people would know how the food has been produced, I can guarantee you that they wouldn't buy it. Yeah? So it's really good, and also it's really good for our daughter to give her a good base to build on. In a city like on a farm. Yeah. It's just incredible. Here I would like you to imagine good news on TV rather than negative news. I would like you to imagine collaboration instead of competition. I would like you to imagine happy and healthy people. And if you can imagine that, it's possible to achieve, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to imagine that. Would you agree? Okay, so, it's we're living in such exciting times. There is such a bright future ahead of us. Be sunshine. spread the message, make the difference. Because, we need to really walk lightly on this planet. Yeah. And it's just, we're living in such exciting times. I have to emphasize it strong enough. And I would like to encourage you to do whatever excites you the most, whatever you get most joy out of. Yeah. No point going to work and hate it. No point. We are really here to enjoy it. And I would like you also to encourage you to make your own utopia. Because life is absolutely beautiful. Thank you very, very much.